Hi friends, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela Web Dev. So at last we reached the end of this declarative reactive programming. So I hope I think that I have explained all the concepts regarding the common scenarios what we will be facing in our day-to-day life or in our application development. So the common things what we will be facing, I think that I have explained everything. So first what we have done, let's try to see it. So first we have did about the imperative reactive programming. So the data how we can get this one through the imperative post. So we have did the first one. I think the data is not coming, so maybe the problem is there. I think. What is this inspect element? So is there any problem or what? So let's try to see that any problem. I hope so. Okay, so we have made some observable subscription like that, right? Okay, so now we have did the imperative reactive programming. So yeah, we got the data. I think yeah, we got the data now. So this is the data we got it through the imperative reactive programming. That means imperative programming means so wherever we are using the subscribe and unsubscribe thing. The usage of subscribe and unsubscribe also we have discussed, right? So the disadvantages and advantages of using the subscribe and unsubscribe also I have explained you. So when to use the subscribe and when not to use the unsubscribe. And also we have discussed about the change detection strategy on push, which is also very important that we need to learn. So why we need to use this change detection strategy on push? So in order to increase the performance of application. So if you are having an application which is a bigger application, means if it is a bigger application, it is a best practice to use this change detection strategy on push. Or otherwise, if you are using change detection strategy default means which is a default one. So if you are using that one means all the time whenever a variable is updated in the parent, so the corresponding child components all will be checked again. So is there any updation we need to take care because of this variable? Is there an effect in this component or not? It will be checking all the time Angular. This could cost the resource or performance time it will cost. So for that reason, so it is best practice to use the change detection strategy on push. In smaller application, it is not that much of concern, but in a bigger application or anything, so if your performance is the more value for in the application means, then you can think of this one. So in order to achieve that change detection strategy on push, so we have did this declarative post. So we have shown the table of data. So without using the subscribe, by using this async operator. So we have showing the table data, and also we have displayed the categories so that we are filtering the categories according to this one. And also we have discussed about this updating the post. So with using the routing. So using the routing mechanism. So by taking the URL, by taking the ID from the routing, so we have did this one using the async operator. And also add post in the same way, the common post form. We have used the common post form. This post form is same as the update post form. The same component we are using. So this is one of the new thing we have implemented here. So these are the things we have discussed. And also we have discussed about this alternative posts also. Alternative post means nothing but alternative UI. So we are displaying all the posts here, and here also we have did this add post and update post, everything we have did here. So how we have did this one, add post and update post. So here we are showing this one. So with an event. So here we are not following any routing or anything routing. So here there will be no any routing or anything. So just by using this click events and all those things, we have performed the update, delete and add post like that. Okay, and also simultaneously we are updating it here without calling the post API again, without calling the get request, we are updating it here. And also we have seen the caching of the observables. So how we can use the caching of the observables using the share replay, and these all things we have used. We have discussed, and also we have discussed in this one about what is the difference between the action stream and the data stream. These are the main things. And also we have discussed about the different types of operators commonly used in the RxJS. Operators like merge map, concat map, combine latest, fork join, catch error, map tab. These are all operators. So almost all the operators we have used, I think. So what is my suggestion is, before learning this declarative reactive programming, I will suggest you to take a look at this RxJS complete course also. There you will be able to find wide variety of operators. What are the different types of operators that are available in the RxJS, so that you will be able to understand so how we can use these RxJS operators in different scenarios. Then you can, if you come to this Angular course, this declarative reactive programming, so here we will be make use of this Angular concepts and also the RxJS operators concept. Combinedly we are able to implement this application. So I think that I have implemented almost all the scenarios, the common scenarios, how we will be implementing, how we will be using this one. So I think I have implemented most of the things. The code, everything is provided in the GitHub. If you want means you can go to github.com/Leela Narasimha. This is my GitHub repository. I think everything is there here. If you go to this one, declarative React Angular declarative posts, okay. So as this one project is everything about posts, right? Here you will be able to see the complete project. So everything, the project is there. Just you can clone this one and you can run using the npm install and npm start. That's it. It will work. And the different branches. So you will be having each video has been created with a separate branch. You can ask me that previous courses about the previous courses also. But at the time when I am doing the first time these all courses, I am also new to this one. So for that reason, I don't have that much of idea to maintain the backup of these all things. So going on, I am learning, I am making you learn, and I am also learning, and I am trying to keep this type of creating all the branches, and I am creating this repository also. The previous thing, so excuse me. So from now onwards, something like most probably from NGRX onwards, I think. So we are having that data, everything in our repositories. Okay. So this is about this Angular declarative post. So hope you understood everything about this Angular declarative post. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. And also we have our Telegram group also. Please join that Telegram group so that everyone will be there in that. We can share our thoughts and ideas in that Telegram group. And the next course what we will be thinking of is I am thinking about this Angular CLI. I will try to start this Angular CLI. What are the different types of commands available in this Angular CLI? So Angular CLI is also one of the important concept only in order to know. So why? Because so we are learning these many advanced concepts and we are learning, right? So learning this Angular CLI commands also will be very useful for us. I am thinking so. So it will be also something like 20 or 30 videos. We can complete it very easily. We can learn in depth Angular CLI. I am thinking of to start that course soon, Angular CLI. So this is all about this Angular declarative post. So I hope you understood everything about this one. So I am closing this one. Soon we will come with a new course that I am thinking of Angular CLI. I will start this one course soon as this one is finished. And also we are starting this most commonly asked interview questions, the separate video series also. I will try to post the videos in that one also. The most commonly asked interview questions, technology based. So HTML, CSS, and like this I will try to make the videos in that one also. Please try to see those videos also so that you will be able to understand that the common interview questions which will be asked in the companies you will be able to understand. There I will also try to cover the concepts also. Okay. Hope you understood about this one. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments as usual. So in the video below. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.